All right, let's dive into 10 incredible choices that literally reshaped our world during World War II.
We're looking at 10 specific decisions that shifted borders, doomed millions, and basically created our modern world.
These aren't just dusty history facts, they're profound aftershocks of human choices. Let's look at the first betrayal. It was the ultimate bait and switch, a public pledge of peace that secretly masked a brutal division of Europe. The immediate aftershock? Germany and the Soviets invaded Poland within days. This effectively launched the global conflict. Then, Hitler broke that exact pact. He invaded the Soviet Union for living space, marking a monumental miscalculation. The staggering cost? Think about this. 24 million Soviets perished in a totally brutal, prolonged war of attrition. From there, the entire scope of the war shifted. It ignited globally, almost overnight, catching everyone off guard. Japan's surprise attack on America's Pacific Fleet killed over 2,400 Americans, absolutely forcing swift U.S. mobilization. Just 4 days later, Hitler declared war on America too. FDR called it a supreme challenge to civilization. Then, the momentum shifted brutally at Stalingrad. Hitler explicitly forbade his starving, freezing army from ever retreating. That single order condemned nearly 100,000 German soldiers to captivity. It completely shattered the myth of Nazi invincibility. Meanwhile, the Allies shifted to strategic bombing. The goal? Break Germany's war machine and make them burn and bleed. The human cost was horrific. Bombing killed roughly 353,000 Germans, including 25,000 in Dresden alone. By June 1944, Eisenhower landed over 150,000 Allied troops in France. This rapidly accelerated the whole Nazi collapse. As the war finally neared its end, the crucial turning point was Yalta, where Allied leaders partitioned Germany. This completely redrew borders, allowed Soviet communist influence to wildly spread, and ultimately birthed the entire Cold War. To save American lives, Eisenhower let Soviet forces capture Berlin. This was despite Winston Churchill's incredibly fierce objections. The consequence? Well, decades of Soviet control over East Berlin, directly leading to the infamous towering Berlin Wall. Finally, President Truman authorized dropping atomic bombs on Japan. He wanted to avoid a full-scale, bloody ground invasion. Truman warned of a reign of ruin. The devastation was absolute, forcing Japan to formally surrender by September. 120,000 died in the initial blasts alone. The U.S. Secretary of War called it their least abhorrent choice. We still live in the exact geopolitical world these decisions built. So, which of these aftershocks matters most today?